Weird intergender MMA match or fighting 5-on-1 competition. There are some strange MMA promotions that are taking things too far for their own good. In this video, we will take a look at 5 bizarre fight promotions you might not know about. Team Fighting Championship. Russia promotion of Team Fighting Championship, or simply TFC, tested teamwork in a combat setting. In these MMA-style bouts, 2 squads composed of 5 competitors collide in a free-for-all. The goal is to knock out or submit every member of the opposing team while trying to survive as long as possible. Fighters may choose to gang up on an individual opponent or break away in one-on-one fights. And, by the way, there is no time limit. The only way bouts can end when all the members of a team are rendered incapable of continuing. That being said, many fighters end up with a 5-on-1 beatdowns against one unlucky survivor. On paper, there's nothing wrong with learning how to work with teammates. In fact, being able to collaborate with others is one of the appeals of most team sports. However, the concept just doesn't work in combat sports. Sure, ganging up on an individual opponent is one way of learning teamwork, but given that many fights end up in an unbalanced beatdown, makes it seem like street thugs brutalizing one another. Lingerie Fighting Championship. Anytime women get a chance to get highlighted in the sport is generally a good thing. After all, women's MMA hasn't reached its full potential, although it has come a long way thanks to trailblazers like Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, and even Gina Carano. This is what Female Strikeforce, the promotion behind the Lingerie Fighting Championship, claims to be all about, a platform for female fighters to showcase their skills. However, the problem lies in how they present the fighters. Instead of promoting their stars by highlighting their prowess in the MMA cage, LFC, as is evident in the event's name, seeks attention by employing a quite bizarre gimmick, having their fighters compete in lingerie. With that in mind, it's exceedingly hard to believe that the promotion is sincere in promoting these women as athletes. Rather, it appears that these talented women are being sexualized for profit, which is a shame to be quite frank. Punch Club. Punch Club, the promotion behind the infamous phone booth fighting and karjitsu matches, will stop at nothing to produce the craziest concepts imaginable in the world of combat sports. The debate over whether a ring or a cage is the ideal platform for MMA has been around forever. However, the Moscow-based organization is thinking literally outside the box for staging their events. The promotion first got its shine when they took fighting in a phone booth seriously. Then, they followed up on their success by sanctioning grappling matches inside a car, and later, MMA fights as well. Of course, there's no denying that Punch Club is merely doing these gimmicky fights for the laughs, and in any other sport, there should be nothing wrong with pursuing pure entertainment. But as we all know, combat isn't fun in games. It can only be a matter of time before someone gets seriously hurt in these bizarre exhibitions. Shock fights. Taser MMA, or shock fights, are exactly what it sounds like. MMA fighters with electroshock weapons involved. The concept of shock fights is pretty simple. 2 combatants are matched up to fight each other in the ring, while 3 million-volt stun guns are strapped to each of their hands. Then, the fighters compete in an MMA-style bout. There isn't a time limit to this hazardous pastime. The only way to win is by making your opponent submit, or by knocking them out through electrocution or shockout. One could argue that a real confrontation on the street could involve objects such as knives, bats, clubs, and even electroshock weapons. With that in mind, learning how to wield a taser could be a useful skill, but if we're being honest, watching shock fights feels like a skit on Jackass, and that doesn't necessarily help the image of MMA. Epic Fighting Championship. Men are physically stronger than women on average, and that's the reason most sports have a separate division for males and females. Due to the natural physical advantages men have over women, most intergender athletic competition is frowned upon. But it's even worse when hurting your opponent is the primary objective of the sport. Those who are familiar with Epic Fighting Championship know that this promotion specializes in intergender MMA. The Russian organization has seen a slew of idiotic matchups, from overweight men fighting small women, old men fighting female vloggers, and even a 2-on-1 matchup between a grandfather-grandson duo and a 286-pound lady. On top of that, the EFC is also known for staging scripted fights, which results in a confusing hybrid between MMA and professional wrestling. With all due respect to its fans, it's safe to say this organization takes the cake for the worst MMA promotion on planet Earth. And that's it for today's video. Did you like our list? Let us know what you think in the comment section. As always, don't forget to follow Sportskeeda MMA on all of our social media platforms.